I wanted a woman who would tilt the room. Like when they walk in the room, all the furniture slides her way. You know what I mean? Like everything slides her way.
That's a cold bar right there. That's a cold bar. I ain't gonna hold you.
And so for me, like I just remember that. I wrote that down. We prayed over it. And 3 days later, I met C.
For every man, there's a woman.
And for every dummy, there's a dummy.
And this is why I always tell you guys, a simp is the most dangerous man on this planet. Now, as a man, when it comes to manifesting a woman, of course, you will, manifest a wife, a virtuous woman, a quality woman. This man manifested a bird. Think about that, bro. This is a man who wanted to save a bird so bad. It's crazy. But Russell Wilson, this is the guy who walked so guys like Devin Haney, Travis Hunter could run. This is the guy who pioneered being a simp.
3 days later, I meet C. And when I walked in the room and I saw, little future, he's 9 months at the time or whatever, and he crawls in my lap, and it was like, this is gonna be my responsibility.
Come again?
When I walked in the room and I saw, little future, he's 9 months at the time or whatever, and he crawls in my lap, and it was like, this is gonna be my responsibility.
Sensational.
God, I remember leaving that night and God saying, God saying to me, raising this child, it's gonna be your responsibility. And realizing that, I prayed to God, are you sure this is what you want me to do? Say, son, this is for you.
The first night?
Yeah, the first night. It's gonna be your responsibility. And
was that scary?
Oh yeah, I think scary just in the sense of, not scary, but it was more so an opportunity.
How you, I'm saying, talk to me, bro.
Like, okay, God, this is what you want me to do. This is, stepping in to raise, a child with C and this and that, and realizing that, okay, God, like, I know she's the one for me, but also too, I'm gonna take this responsibility as well. Like, okay, like, and I was ready for that.
Always remember, one man's 2-year relationship is another man's one-night stand. Play it safe, fellas.
Look, first and foremost, nothing is wrong with being a stepdad. If you find a woman that you love and you want to start a family with her and she got kids, if you want to step up and be a stepdad to her kids, do what you do. Me personally, it's not my preference. I don't believe in raising another man's child. I believe as a man, you should start your own family and raise your own kids. But things do happen in life, and sometimes you might become a stepdad. But here's the issue, and it's funny how nobody is talking about this. It's the fact that Sierra had future baby, right? And 9 months after that, she had that man baby crawling on another man's lap. 9 months after that, she was busting it open. All this happened within a year. And for me, this is just me though. I just feel like it's kind of weird, bro. If I meet a chick and she have a 9-month baby, in my eyes, like I'll be thinking like, yo, baby, you don't need to be focused on dating right now. You really should be focused on being a mother, adjusting to motherhood. But that's the thing about a bird, fellas. You can't keep a bird down for too long, bro. Like once a bird kick out that baby, it's back to the streets.
And when I saw my honey, my husband, like, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Never. I haven't talked to anyone like that. Like, I haven't felt anything like that. But I felt everything that I said. Like, I'm almost gonna cry. More hormones. But maybe it's not more hormones. But but I could, like, see, like, it was exactly what I was saying right in front of me. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Like, crazy.
How? When did you meet him? Like, what was the situation? How did you meet?
We had our first in-person meeting. Before we met in person, we were chatting a little bit. And when he met in person, it was the craziest thing because I was trying to make sure I'm doing this right, because mind you, I hadn't met a guy at this point. I hadn't talked to a guy or anything at this point. So I'm like, this is like, you know, it's a guy in general. And then he always he was like, well, because I'm like, well, when we were meeting, I'm like, I also was looking at it from a friendship perspective, you know.
Sierra.
Like, I also was looking at it from a friendship perspective, you know. Sierra. I'm just saying, like, you know, the build up before you get there. He was like, "What friendship?" He's like, "I want looking for no friend," you know. So we joke about that.
I love it
because I want to be like really like
best
intentional
buds
and like,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, what you talking about?
It's an evil world we live in.
Yo, fellas, I always tell you guys, the signs are always there. It's the same signs you see all the time. Whenever a woman don't respect a man, whenever she thinks he's a sucker, she will always friend zone him first. She will always put you in the friend zone and brag about it. It's the same thing that happened with Travis Hunter, right? At first, he wasn't my type. I friend zoned him. What is she doing? She's doing the same thing. And this is what I'm talking about, bro. The signs are always there. Whenever a woman doesn't respect her man, she gotta put him down first. She gotta put you down because you're beneath her. See what I'm saying? In her mind, she's doing you a favor. She's settling for you because nobody else was willing to save her after her baby was just 9 months and she's already back in the streets. A real man is not gonna try to save a woman like that. I mean, the baby couldn't even walk yet. But what's even more crazy, look at how she knew he was the one.
You know, but you know, we're gonna go in phases kind of thing.
Right.
But when we met in person, the first time in person we talked was actually at my place.
Oh.
And you know, it was kind of it was the best thing for the both of us, we felt, because even though we were, you know, meeting as friends and all that stuff, even though we're doing that,
it's not a
you
date.
know, my son was there and my dad was there. So see the friendship perspective.
Oh yeah, you really were like, he's probably like, oh my god, I'm meeting the dad. And
No,
you're like,
no,
you're just a homie.
That shit is crazy.
We actually talked about it, and you know, what did he say to me? He was like, well, I'm gonna have to meet him anyways. Like, Russ was very like,
I love it, confident.
Like, oh, very. So I'm like, you know, so we meet, and again, that's not like a traditional way. I'm not telling someone to do that.
Yeah.
But because it's he and I, you know, you're public figures in our world. Unfortunately, oftentimes I think if you put the cart before the horse before you are officially together, the world puts this pressure on you, and it's just become something else that it kind of like gets in the way of what, you know, the true thing is that's there could be. So we just were being private, basically. We were going to go out to eat dinner, and then we kind of like, let's keep it in.
What did you guys do?
So we just talked, and we were supposed to have dinner. Food was like, belly was like content. Even though it was hungry, it was content, like, you know, because we were like talking and talking and talking, and it was crazy. Everything that we talked about, like, we were aligned on, like, and I'm not gonna lie to you, there was one point in time we were talking and he was talking to me and I wasn't hearing nothing he was saying because I was like, he's so beautiful. Like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, he was like gorgeous, like, because I didn't look him up. I didn't want to know anything about like him before we met.
C-A-P.
Right. So I'm just like, wow. Yeah, no, I was literally just sitting there, like, he's talking. I'm like,
You're like, oh wait, but just friends, just friends.
No,
Shit.
but the words are going like this, whew, over my head, and so yes, you know.
He's like, do you agree? You're like,
That part.
What'd you say? Yeah, I love that for sure.
I mean, I'm hearing what he's saying. I'm in the conversation, but I can't remember all that we were saying. You know, so
he's looking great.
It was nice. So we just sat and talked, and I knew, and I said this the other day when I was talking to him, I was like, this is something different. I knew, like, that I'd never felt what I felt in that moment I knew this was a different man that I was talking to than, you know, I just knew, like, it was different. Like, so much to the point that I called Yoli, my best friend. I called her after and I said, Yoli, I was like, I don't want to jinx anything. I was like, but I think he's, and she goes, the one. And I go, yes. Like, I've never said that in my life. Never said that in my life. So
it was meant to be.
Without a doubt.
But
without a doubt.
What was it about him that really impressed you that day?
It was, you know what, his conversation, how he talked about life.
Fellas, be careful of women like Sierra. If you notice, she just said she wasn't listening to anything that he said. It was going over her head. Now all of a sudden, what impressed you about him the most? Oh, his conversation. No, it's a simple fact that he was a sucker and he was willing to save her. And the thing about this chick, she's gonna fool a fool. She comes off as soft-spoken. So if you're a sucker dude, like, you might be like, oh man, she's so nice. But these are the worst kinds, because their whole shit is an act. Their whole shit is very pretensive. So fellas, just be careful, bro.
It's also a feeling too. You know, it's kind of hard to put in words, but I know what I'm talking to. Like I said, those taste buds are activated. Like, I'm talking to, like, everything that I had on the palate was like, it was stimulated. It was like clear, like, you know, and so I just knew, like, even how he talked to my dad, you know, and my son was like moving around, and at some point in time, like, he's holding him. Like, there was actually this funny thing. Y'all think we ever told about this, but where there's this chair that's like in my kitchen, and the chair is like about to fall over, and Future is literally, my son he's right there, and literally Russ like slides in the socks, catches the chair. It honestly, no, this may sound dramatic, but no lie, he slides over, catches the chair, and I'm like, okay. Okay, Superman, we got a Superman in the bed. I was like, no, but you know.
I'm so proud of you. You found happiness. Okay. One monkey don't stop a show. You never have.
Listen, why y'all think so many birds love Sierra? Because she's like a queen bird. She's giving the other birds hope. Like, yo, if y'all act right, you're gonna find y'all a sucker one day. And I'm gonna show y'all. But here's the reality, fellas. She knew Russell Wilson was the one after he saved another man's son. Think about how crazy that is, man. She's telling y'all, that's how I knew he was the one. When I saw him dove like Superman to save Future's son, I'm like, yo, that's him. This right here is sad, bro. And I keep telling y'all, after a bird is damaged from the streets, from dealing with the players, she gotta find a sucker to power up to heal. Ever since she got with Russell Wilson, have y'all peeped? She got more sexual. She's showing more. Every time you look up, she's twerking. She's half naked. Why y'all think that is? That bird is powering up, man. Anytime now, she's ready to hit the streets again. I think she got 3 or 4 kids, but she's still out here twerking. Why? Because of her nature. A sucker can't tame a bird nature, man. Like, whenever a bird get with a sucker, her nature just increases. Facts, and it's crazy. And it's why I tell y'all, bro, you can't save a bird, no matter how hard you try. Fellas, don't go out like Russell Wilson, man. And like I always tell you dudes, the signs are always there. She's telling y'all what it is. The only reason why I stuck with him or give him a chance is simply because he's a sucker. Fellas, be wise out here, man.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.